alcohol, tobacco, firearms,
death metal.
Hey everybody, it's Luke with Figure Me Out. Today we're looking at the Diamond Select Toys Bruce Lee action figure. This is not the original release that came out. This is the one that came out recently at Walgreens. I don't have that original. I never saw it in stores. I saw this in Walgreens today. I thought, hey, I'll do a review of that because it's the $16 version. On the side, we have this 80th anniversary Bruce Lee with this little symbol here. That's pretty cool. Same symbol on the other side. Warning, choking hazard, small parts, not for children under 3 years. Window box at the top. Words and stuff on the bottom, and then on the back we have a nice read up if you don't know who Bruce Lee is, which I don't know how you could not know who Bruce Lee is, but if you don't, it's there. One of the things that I really do like about this is it says it's designed by Yuri Tming and then sculpted by Gentle Giant Studios. I like when they give credits like that. That's pretty cool because then I can kind of say, okay, well, if I want to follow them on Instagram or whatever, I can look up and see, okay, Gentle Giant did this. So anyway, let's go ahead and crack this thing open and take a look at it and see what we got inside the box. And here he is out of the box. And taking a look first, let's talk about some accessories that he comes with. First off, we get this little stand. That's fine, it's just a black plastic stand with one peg hole. That's okay. We also get a bow staff that's just painted in or cast in like a matte kind of black, and that looks pretty good for what it is. We also get some nunchucks, and those are pretty cool. Got the little chains painted on there. And that paint is cleanly applied, looks good. And then we also get a second set of nunchucks. This one's got a whooshing effect on it, which is pretty cool. So I do like that. It's as if you're spinning them around and you're about to whack somebody with them. I do have a little bit of an issue here and there with some things on this figure. One of them that I'll talk about real quick, the whooshing effect. I feel like that should be on the straight one, because if you had on the straight one, it'd be like it was going through the air and about to whack somebody. But with this one, it's pointed the wrong direction, so it looks like it's, you know, you basically just started spinning that or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too picky or something. Or you could even turn it like this to where it'd be like a spinning around kind of whooshing effect, or have it the other way to where it'd be like a striking effect. I don't know. I think that anything but what they did there. But not to complain too much, because I do appreciate the effort. Again, this is a $16 action figure, and all these accessories it comes with. Pretty impressive. And that is really well applied. It's like a clear, you know, kind of translucent bit there. Just looks like it's whooshing through the air. So I do like that effect. I just wish it was better applied. Anyway, taking a look at the alternate hands we get a couple of fist hands, and those are painted pretty good. One other thing, just kind of a gripe on this figure, is that they painted over the plastic. Instead of just casting it in this kind of, you know, flesh tone plastic, they cast it in a lighter flesh tone and then painted it, which leads to paint rub. And that's not the only place that happens. So we also get some style posed hands. So we've got one with the kind of I love you sort of grip thing there, the Spider-Man whipping hand. And then we also get a more open grip hand here. The hands that came on them in the package are these grip hands, and as you can see, mine has already started to rub some of the paint off there on the inside. I have been posing him around for a little while now. It does make me wonder if the chest and everything else is that same way, where it's got the lighter flesh tone underneath, and then it's just painted over. I guess that doesn't really matter too much, but it does in some poses. If you pull that down enough, you can actually see where the paint is gone. So I'm not a huge fan of that. I thought that was pretty outdated technology. The one thing that really grinds my gears on this thing, though, the one thing that's pretty much inexcusable, is he can't hold his accessories. So as you saw, that was the nunchucks. You put them in his hand and they just fall right through. Same thing with the whooshing effect. And if you're trying to get that whooshing effect to do anything other than flip upside down, you're going to have a bad time. And it's the same way with the other hand. So that's not ideal. I mean, you can kind of stick it like that, but then the second like a piece of, you know, wind comes up, it's going to take it and just flip it completely upside down. There's nothing there. Now, one other gripe with this figure before we go into things that I do like, is the legs are kind of floppy. So you can see there how they're kind of flopping around. They shouldn't be that floppy. I haven't had trouble posing him, but they still shouldn't be that floppy. Now let's talk about the stuff that I do like. I know it sounds like I've been complaining a lot, and I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to be critical of this figure, because this is a review, and I want you to have all the information if you're going to go get this one. So anyway, take a look at the face, and I think the face is one of the highlights of this thing. It's very Bruce Lee. Definitely conveys that character. The head does pop off fairly easily, so if you wanted to do a swap on that for whatever reason, you can. It's on a double peg there, so that's fine. Skinny peg though, so you don't get a whole lot of movement out of the neck. We'll talk about that more in the articulation section. But yeah, I think the face does convey Bruce Lee very well, so that's cool. As far as the hair, everything is painted. Everything looks good there. The actual sculpt of the figure, yeah, again, very Bruce Lee. It very much conveys that character, that man, and looks good. The ankles do get a little bit wonky there. They're kind of ball-shaped, but I get it for articulation. It makes sense. It's just kind of goofy looking whenever you just see that by itself. Those little ball ankles. You're like, whoa, that's not how ankles are actually shaped. But again, for the sake of the figure, I get it. Talking about articulation, though, he can look up a little bit. He can look down a little bit. You do get side-to-side rotation, and you do get a pretty fair amount of pivot because of the way that neck joint is. At the shoulders, they do a full rotation. They actually don't go down all the way, which is another one of my kind of little gripes here. I don't like when figures can't rest their arms to their side. You get a little bit worse than 90, so there's very limited movement on those arms, and that's me straining it. You can hear that plastic crunching, and it's barely kind of coming close to 90, and then it still won't go down by its side. So that's a bit of an issue there. Bicep swivel is pretty good. Double jointed elbow comes in all the way, so that's fine. Wrists are swiveled, and they are hinged to go down and up. The other way would have been better, but anyway, that's fine. Abs, they come forward just a little bit. They go back just a little bit, and you do get a pretty decent amount of side-to-side on that. They do rotate just a little bit at the top there, but you get a waist swivel too, and that waist swivel is super tight. You can hear that plastic just crunching there. So waist swivel is very tight. You want to be careful with that. At the hips, they come down. Actually, they are drop-down hips, so they have up and down there. If you pull them down, you can get out to the side pretty much all the way, so that's great for a martial artist type guy. You can get forward better than 90, which is nice. You get back just a little bit. You do get an upper thigh swivel. Single jointed knee, but it does come in fairly well. Better than 90, so can't complain on that one. You do get an ankle rotation at the base of the foot. There is a rotation there. And then you get a crazy amount of forward, which is really nice for if you're trying to get those deep, martial arts stances. You can really kind of get that. So that forward is appreciated. You also get down, and then you get a crazy ankle rocker pivot. For our size comparison, here he is next to the Marvel Legends Spider-Man. This is the new Spider-Man that just came out this year. And then the Star Wars Black Series Death Trooper. And you can see he's more in a 7-inch scale, so he's appropriately taller than both of these guys. Here he is next to John Wick, and then also from Diamond Select Toys, and then the NECA Michael Myers from Halloween. And from the show Westworld, we have the Man in Black and Teddy. And you can see they're a little bit closer to his height, especially if you take these hats off. Whoop, Teddy dying over there. Come on, Teddy. And you can see with their hats off, they're a little bit closer in height there. And do the hats fit on Mr. Lee? A little bit. They look kind of goofy if you do that. I think his hair is just a little too poofy for that. But, I mean, you can kind of make it work, sort of. And here he is next to the Marvel Legends Union Jack and the McFarlane Fortnite Skull Trooper. And you can see he's definitely taller than Union Jack, who's on that standard Bucky cap. And he scales really well with the Fortnite Skull Trooper. If they ever threw Bruce Lee in Fortnite, he'd look pretty good in there, right? And finally, here he is next to the McFarlane Toys Mortal Kombat Johnny Cage and Sub-Zero. And I do think these guys scale really well together. If you wanted to fudge that in and make it a Liu Kang figure, I think it would fit. So that's pretty cool. So that's it. That's the new Diamond Select Bruce Lee. I think these are a Walgreens exclusive. They come in that square box like you saw at the beginning of the video. I just pulled the backdrop out here because I think that looks kind of cool. Him next to it. But what'd you guys think? I think it's a pretty cool looking figure. Definitely worth picking up for about 16 bucks. It's got its flaws. Yes, I know a lot of people didn't like that original release. But I think it's pretty cool. If you get a chance to check it out, definitely would recommend that. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Hit like, hit subscribe, and check me out over on Instagram, Luke_figuremeout at Instagram.com. I'll put a link down here. And until we meet again, happy collecting.